Welcome, dear listener, to the second episode of Learn Art While Sleeping, a sanctuary where the whispers of art history weave a vast tapestry of brilliance, defiance, and dreams, guiding you gently into the embrace of sleep. Tonight, we embark on an epic odyssey to rediscover forgotten women artists, visionaries, whose genius was eclipsed by a patriarchal world, yet whose revolutionary contributions reshaped art's very soul. From Renaissance ateliers to modernist studios, these women painted, sculpted, and drew with unrelenting passion, their lives woven with hidden scandals, whispered gossip, and fierce resilience against systemic barriers. Over these hours, we'll delve into their lives, their groundbreaking techniques, the scandals that shaped their paths, their monumental impact on art history, and the broader struggle of women in history. Let the soft rustle of paper, the gentle glide of a paintbrush across canvas, and the faint murmur of a distant breeze lull you. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let their stories envelop you. If you drift asleep, that's perfectly fine. Their stars will shine in your dreams, piercing centuries of shadow. Art history, as traditionally told, is a male narrative, exalting Leonardo, Rembrandt, and Picasso while relegating women to the margins. Why were women artists forgotten? For centuries, patriarchal systems, guilds that barred them, academies that excluded them, critics who dismissed their feminine subjects, ensured their obscurity. Women's place in history was confined to domestic roles, their creative voices stifled by laws, norms, and biases that denied them education, patronage, and recognition. Yet, their canvases, sculptures, and drawings are testaments to genius, introducing innovative techniques, feminist perspectives, and new genres that transformed art. Tonight, we'll meet Artemisia Gentileschi, whose dramatic paintings shocked Baroque Rome, Clara Peters, whose still lifes redefined a genre, Elisabeth Vigée-Lebrun, whose portraits revolutionized courtly art, Mary Cassatt, whose intimate scenes enriched Impressionism, and Georgia O'Keeffe, whose abstractions reshaped modernism. We'll uncover their scandals, their contributions, and the feminist lens that now illuminates their legacies. Picture a candlelit studio, a woman's hand steady with a brush, the soft scratch of charcoal on paper. Let this defiance soothe your mind. Women's place in history, a broader struggle. Women's marginalization in art mirrors their broader historical oppression. In the Middle Ages, women were excluded from guilds, their creative roles limited to embroidery or illumination, deemed crafts. The Renaissance offered slight progress, but women like Sophonisba Anguissola relied on family connections to paint. The 17th century's guilds barred women from leadership by relegating them to minor genres like still life. The 18th century's Enlightenment promised equality, yet women like Vigée-Lebrun faced skepticism despite royal patronage. The 19th century saw women like Cassatt excluded from formal academies, while the 20th century's modernist movements often reduced women like O'Keeffe to gendered stereotypes, legal barriers, property laws, marriage restrictions further limited their agency. Feminist scholars, like Linda Noshlin's 1971 essay, "Why Have There Been No Great Women Artists?" exposed these systemic injustices, arguing that opportunity, not talent, was the barrier. Picture a medieval convent, a woman illuminating a manuscript in secret, her work uncredited. Let this resilience calm your heart. Artemisia Gentileschi, the Baroque firebrand. Born in 1593 in Rome, Artemisia Gentileschi was a Baroque titan whose dramatic paintings introduced feminist narratives to a male-dominated era. Trained by her father, Orazio Gentileschi, she mastered chiaroscuro, stark light-dark contrasts, using thick, textured oil paint to create visceral intensity. Judith slaying Holofernes, 1614, 1620, depicts the biblical heroine beheading Holofernes with raw power, its blood-red drapery and shadowed faces a feminist reclamation of agency. Susanna and the Elders, 1610, subverts the male gaze, portraying Susanna's discomfort with empathetic realism. Lucretia, 621, uses dynamic angles and rich goals to convey despair, while self-portrait as the allegory of painting. 1638 boldly claims her role as an artist. Contributions to art, Artemisia's feminist perspectives, portraying women as powerful, complex figures, challenged Baroque norms, influencing artists like Elisabeth Vigée, Lebrun and Moderne, feminist painters like Judy Chicago. Her dynamic compositions and emotional intensity reshaped biblical and mythological art, while her 1616 entry into Florence's Accademia delle Arti del Disegno as its first female member broke gender barriers, inspiring future women artists. Scandal and gossip. At 17, and Artemisia endured a brutal assault by painter Agostino Tassi, sparking a 1612 trial that gripped Rome. Gossip swirled. Some claimed she provoked the attack, others that her father staged the scandal for fame. Trial records, preserved in Rome's archives, reveal her courage, enduring public torture to affirm her testimony. Her marriage to restore her reputation dissolved, fueling whispers of her living independently. A radical act for women. Why forgotten? Patriarchal critics dismissed her as a novelty, crediting her skill to her father. Feminist scholars like Mary Gerards, Artemisia Gentileschi revived her as a proto-feminist icon. Picture Artemisia mixing crimson paint by candlelight, Rome's gossip outside. Let her strength soothe your soul. Clara Peters, the still life visionary, born around 1594 in Antwerp. Clara Peters pioneered still life painting, elevating a minor genre with luminous detail and subversive signatures. Her technique used thin oil glazes to create reflective textures, gleaming goblets, dewy peaches, with fine brushwork capturing intricate details. Still life with flowers, goblet, dried fruit, and pretzels, 1611, hides her reflection in a goblet, a bold self-assertion. Still life with Jesus, almonds, and pretzels, c. 1615, showcases light mastery, each almond rendered with precision. Still life with crab, c. 1633, experiments with asymmetrical balance, while still life with fish, c. 1620, captures shimmering scales. Contributions to Art Peters, meticulous realism and reflective surfaces helped establish still life as a respected genre, influencing Dutch Golden Age painters like Willem Kalf and Rachel Ruysch. Her hidden signatures challenged gender norms, inspiring women to claim authorship. Her commercial success in a male-dominated market proved women's economic viability, reshaping the art trade, scandal, and gossip. Whispers suggested beaters painted in secret. Her work sold through male intermediaries to bypass guild restrictions. Some gossiped she was a wealthy patron's mistress, her talent dismissed as a hobby. Her etched signatures on knives and reflections were subversive acts, defying anonymity. Why forgotten? Still, life was undervalued, and her gender led to misattribution. Rediscovered in the 20th century, her works shine in the Prado. Imagine Clara layering paint with a featherlight brush, turpentine scent lingering. Let this precision lull you. Elisabeth Vichy, Lebrun, the court's revolutionary. Born in 1755 in Paris, Elisabeth Vigée, Lebrun transformed Rococo and neoclassical portraiture, bringing emotional warmth to aristocratic art. Painting over 30 portraits of Marie Antoinette, she used fluid brushstrokes and pastel glazes to create luminous images. Self-portrait with a straw hat, 1782, employs soft colors for glowing skin, its relaxed pose defying norms. Marie Antoinette in a chemise, dress, 1783, sparked controversy for its simplicity, while Portrait of Madame du Barry, 1781, uses vibrant oils for elegance. Portrait of Countess Golovine, 1797, reflects her exile work, blending Russian influences, contributions to art. Vigée-Lebrun's naturalistic portraits introduced emotional depth to Rococo, influencing neoclassical artists like Ingres and women like Adélaïde Labille-Guiard. Her success as a female court painter challenged gender barriers, while her memoirs, 1835, offered a rare female perspective, shaping art historical narratives. Her innovative compositions elevated portraiture's expressive power. Scandal and gossip. Court rumors hinted at romantic liaisons with patrons. Her closeness to Marie Antoinette, fueling whispers of political intrigue. The 1783 chemise portrait scandalized Paris, critics calling it indecent. Exiled during the French Revolution, she painted across Europe, but gossip of her charm overshadowed her talent. Why forgotten? Her feminine style was dismissed by male neoclassicists. Feminist scholars like Angelica Gooden revived her. Picture Elizabeth brushing pink onto a canvas in a gilded salon. Court whispers around her. Let this elegance drift through your thoughts. Mary Cassatt, the Impressionist pioneer, born in 1844 in Pennsylvania, Mary Cassatt became a leading Impressionist. Her work celebrating women's domestic lives with feminist intimacy, mentored by Edgar Degas. She used loose, vibrant brushstrokes and pastels, as in The Child's Bath, 1893, where pinks and blues evoke tenderness. Woman with a Pearl Necklace, 1879, captures light with broken brushwork, while The Letter, 1890-91, a Japanese-inspired print, uses bold lines. Lydia Leaning on Her Arms, 1879, showcases her dynamic compositions. Contributions to art. Cassatt's focus on women's lives introduced a feminist perspective to Impressionism, influencing Berta Morisot and modern women artists. Her printmaking brought Japanese aesthetics to Western art, shaping graphic design. Her art collecting introduced Impressionism to American patrons, transforming the art market and inspiring collectors like Havemeyer, Scandal, and Gossip. Parisian gossip suggested a romantic link with Degas, unproven. Her unmarried, childless status sparked whispers of unwomanly ambition. She secretly mentored women artists defying norms. Why forgotten? Her sentimental subjects were dismissed, and her American origins marginalized her. Feminist scholars like Griselda Pollock reclaimed her. Picture Mary sketching a mother and child, pastel scratching softly. Let this tenderness soothe you. Georgia O'Keeffe, the modernist trailblazer. Born in 1887 in Wisconsin, Georgia O'Keeffe redefined American art with bold abstractions of flowers, bones, and landscapes. Black Iris, 1926, uses large-scale canvases and smooth gradients to evoke sensuality. Ram's Head, White Hollyhock Hills, 1935 captures New Mexico's stark beauty with thin oil layers. Jimson Weed, 1932, magnifies flowers with luminous whites. Cow's Skull, red, white, and blue, 1931, blends realism and symbolism. Contributions to art. O'Keeffe's large-scale abstractions pioneered American modernism, influencing abstract expressionists like Rothko and feminist artists like Judy Chicago. Her feminist reclamation of natural forms challenged male narratives, while her New Mexico works introduced regionalism, reshaping American art's identity. Scandal and Gossip. Her marriage to Alfred Stieglitz was scandalous. His nude photographs of her sparked rumors of impropriety. Critics' sexualized readings of her flowers ignored her intent, while her New Mexico retreat fueled gossip of eccentricity. Why forgotten? Gendered stereotypes overshadowed her contributions. Feminist scholars like Barbara Bueller Lyons revived her. Imagine Georgia painting a bleached skull in the desert, wind whispering through sand. Let this solitude calm you. Additional forgotten voices to honor more unsung women. Sofonis Banguisola, 1532-1625. Self-Portrait at the Easel, 1556. Used soft oils for dignity, shaping Renaissance portraiture. Rumors of tutoring Spanish royalty sparked envy, and her works were misattributed. Judith Leister, 1609-1660. The Proposition, 1631. Used lively brushwork to challenge gender norms. Her talent overshadowed by gossip of rivalry with Franz Hals. Angelica Kaufman, 1741-1807. Cornelia Presendinger, Children, 1785. Used vibrant oils, influencing Romanticism, but rumored affairs diminished her legacy. Hilma Eklund, Ednotidsplads Nedrifjör. The 10 largest, 1907, predated Kandinsky's abstraction, but spiritualist beliefs led to whispers of madness. Lois Mailou Jones, in 1905-1998. Les Fétiches, 1938, blended African motifs and modernism, but racial and gender biases erased her. Lavinia Fontana, 1572-1614. Portrait of a Noble Woman, c. 1580, used detailed oils. Her success as a breadwinner scandalizing Bologna. Berthe Morisot, 1841-1895. The Cradle, 1872, used loose impressionist strokes. Her domestic focus dismissed despite influencing modern women artists. Contributions. Anguissola and Fontana shaped Renaissance portraiture. Leicester enriched genre painting. Kaufman influenced Romanticism. Evklin pioneered abstraction. Jones bridged African Western aesthetics. And Morisot advanced Impressionism, impacting artists like Kara Walker and Yayoi Kusama. Picture these women, their brushes dancing, gossip swirling. Let their courage lull you. Women's place in history, a feminist reckoning. Women's erasure from art history reflects their broader historical oppression. In the Middle Ages, women's creativity was confined to convents, their manuscripts uncredited. Renaissance laws barred women from owning property, limiting patronage access. The 17th century's guilds excluded women, forcing reliance on male intermediaries. The 18th century's Enlightenment promised equality, but academies remained male domains. The 19th century's industrial advances offered new pigments, yet women like Cassatt were barred from formal training. The 20th century's suffrage movements empowered women, but modernist critics dismissed O'Keeffe's work as feminine. Linda Naucklin's 1971 essay exposed these barriers, arguing that systemic exclusion, not talent, silenced women. Feminist movements, from the 1970s women's art movement to the Guerrilla Girls, demanded visibility, reshaping art history. Picture a 16th century workshop, a woman painting in secret, her work unacknowledged. Let this struggle calm your heart. Why were they forgotten? Systemic barriers. Patriarchy built walls. Renaissance guilds excluded women, forcing artists like Anguissola to rely on family training. The 17th century dismissed still life as lesser, marginalizing Peters and Leicester. The 18th century's academies barred women, limiting Vigée-le-Bon's peers. In the 19th century, Cassatt's domestic focus was deemed trivial. Even in the 20th century, O'Keeffe and A.F. Clint faced gendered criticism. Misattribution was rampant. Anguissola's works were credited to men, Leicester's to Halls. Feminist scholars like Nauckland, Pollock, and Gerard exposed these biases, while exhibitions like the 2025 rediscovered voices reclaimed their legacies. Picture an archive, a scholar uncovering a canvas, pages rustling. Let this justice soothe your soul. Techniques and innovations. Reshaping art. Artemisia Gentileschi. Chiaroscuro and thick oil paint for feminist. Narratives. Judith Slang Holofernes. Clara Peters. Thin glazes and fine. Brushwork for luminous still lifes. Still life with cheeses. Vigée. Lebrun. Fluide. Strokes and pastel glazes for emotional portraits. Marie Antoinette in a chemise dress. Mary Cassatt. loose, impressionist brushwork and Japanese-inspired printmaking, the latter Georgia O'Keeffe. Large-scale canvases with the smooth gradients, black iris. Others, Anguissola's soft oils, Leicester's lively scenes, Kaufman's vibrant compositions, Clint's abstract forms, Jones's bold motifs, Fontana's detailed portraits, Morisot's fluid strokes, their innovations, new perspectives, elevated genres, technical mastery, laid foundations for Baroque, Impressionism, and Modernism. Picture a canvas, paint layered with care, the soft glide of a brush. Let this creativity soothe you. Rediscovery and modern impact. Feminist scholarship has revived these artists. Nochlins 1971 essay and Pollock studies exposed biases, while museums like the Prado, Louvre, and Met showcase their works. O'Keeffe's Jimson Weed sold for $44.4 million. 2014, Gentileschi's Lucretia for $4.8 million. 2019, films like Artemisia, 1997, and exhibitions like Rediscovered Voices, 2025 celebrate their lives. Their influence inspires artists like Yayoi Kusama, whose immersive works echo of Clint, and Kehinde Wiley drawing from Kaufman's dignity. Picture a modern gallery, a crowd admiring a rediscovered canvas, whispers of awe. Let this revival calm your thoughts. As we close this epic odyssey through the lives of forgotten women artists, dear listener, let us linger in the radiant glow of their reclaimed legacies. Picture yourself in a quiet gallery, the air soft and still, canvases pulsing with the courage of Artemisia Gentileschi, Clara Peters, Elisabeth Vigée, Lebrun, Mary Cassatt, Georgia O'Keeffe, Sophonisba Anguissola, Judith Leister, Angelica Kaufman, Hilma Klint, Lois Mailou Jones, and countless others. Their works, bold, luminous, defiant, whispered tales of genius that reshaped art against a patriarchal tide. Let the gentle rustle of paper, the soft scrape of a brush across canvas, the faint murmur of a wind through a distant studio guide you deeper into this moment. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and let their stories wrap around you like a starlit sky, fierce yet soothing. These women painted through a world that sought to silence them. Artemisia, her Judith slashing through Rome's gossip and trial scandals. Her chiaroscuro, a feminist cry echoing in Judy Chicago's bold installations. Clara hiding her reflection in goblets, her still lifes elevating a minor genre, inspiring Rachel Rouge and modern realists. Elisabeth, brushing elegance onto Marie Antoinette's portraits amid court whispers, her warmth shaping Ingres' neoclassicism. Mary capturing mother's quiet strength, her pastels bringing feminist intimacy to impressionism, influencing Morisot and beyond. Georgia painting desert blooms and bones, her abstractions paving the way for Rothko and abstract expressionism. Sophonisba, Judith, Angelica, Hilma, Lois, their contributions transformed art, their scandals amplifying their defiance. Picture a Renaissance atelier, A woman mixing paint by candlelight, gossip swirling outside. Let their resilience calm your heart. Their importance transcends their canvases. They introduced feminist perspectives, elevated overlooked genres, and challenged male norms, reshaping Baroque drama, Dutch still life, Rococo portraiture, Impressionist intimacy, and Modernist abstraction. Their works laid foundations for movements and artists, from Caravaggio to Kusama. Women's historical struggle, barred from guilds, denied education, confined by marriage laws, mirrors their erasure, yet their art endured. Linda Nauckland's 1971 question, why have there been no great women artists, revealed the truth. It was not talent they lacked, but opportunity. Feminist scholars, Griselda Pollock, Mary Garrard, Angelica Gooden, tore down these walls, unearthing canvases hidden in attics and archives. Today their works dazzle in the Prado, the Louvre, the Met. Artemisia's Judith commands awe, Clara's goblets gleam, Elizabeth's portraits glow. Mary's mothers resonate, George's flowers bloom. Exhibitions like Rediscovered Voices in 2025 draw millions, their stories told in films, books, and songs. Imagine a scholar in a dusty archive, uncovering a canvas, pages rustling. Let this justice soothe your soul. Their techniques, Artemisia's dramatic chiaroscuro, Clara's luminous glazes, Elizabeth's fluid strokes, Mary's vibrant pastels, George's bold abstractions, rewrote art's rules, whispers of scandal, Artemisia's trial, Elizabeth's rumored liaison, George's nude photographs add allure, proof of lives lived fiercely. Their rediscovery is a feminist revolution, inspiring artists like Kusama, whose immersive works echo of Klimt, and Wiley, whose portraits draw from Kaufman's dignity. Their stories resonate with women's broader fight for equality, from medieval convents to modern studios. Picture a young artist sketching under a starry sky, inspired by these women's courage. Let this inspiration drift through your thoughts. This journey has been a vast tapestry of light and shadow, woven from the lives of women who defied a world that sought to erase them, like Vincent van Gogh, who sold one painting yet became a legend. Their obscurity was not their truth. Their genius endures. They reshaped art, their contributions foundational to movements and artists today. As you listen to the soft hum of a distant studio, the gentle glide of a brush, imagine their canvases glowing, their stories breaking through centuries of silence, their resilience, their scandals, their art. These are feminist triumphs, stars in a once dark sky. Thank you for joining us in this second episode of Learn Art in Your Sleep. If these women's stories have stirred you, subscribe for more tales of art and history, woven with ASMR soothing whispers. Like this video, share it with a friend, and leave a comment. Which artist's work or scandal captivates you most? Artemisia's defiant Judith, Clara's hidden reflections, or George's bold blooms? As you drift to sleep, let the soft crackle of a fire, the whisper of their brushes, carry you. Good night, dear listener, and may your dreams be filled with the colors of their art.